What's going on, guys? Ryjack back. Do another video. Today we are looking at the preview for Brighton on the weekend. Saturday. It'll be 11 a.m. for me. Believe that'll be, I don't know, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock for you guys over in the UK. I know there's a time change difference going on, so I don't know. But it's 11 o'clock for me. I'll be doing a live watch along, of course, on my channel here. So come hang, watch a game with me, of course. As always, I appreciate the new subs and likes and comments and everything. We are getting close to our 100 sub goal. So we're like, I don't know, 15 or so away. So any help towards that, always appreciated. Now, let's get into this preview here. Look at the table first. We'll take a look over here so I can show you guys. City sitting in 5th, which is confirmed now to be the Champions League spot. So as long as we don't drop any further, we are all good, set for Champions League next season. Brighton right on our tails, of course, 7th, sitting on 46 points. So obviously a huge game, 6-pointer, you could say. 5th versus 7th, and City and Brighton, who would have thought? But the race is clearly very tight, as you can see by the table here. Chelsea 2 points above us in 4th. Newcastle level with us, but we've got the goal differential of 6 there. Villa 2 points back. They have an extra game played. Bournemouth within striking distance in 9th on 44. And Fulham sitting in 10th on 42. Fulham maybe just a bit out of reach there, but they could be a competitor for top 5 for sure. Anyway, form-wise, you can tell City have been loss, win, loss, win, loss. Unfortunate. Brighton have done quite a bit better, actually. They're on very good form, winning 4 in a row in the league, which obviously is fantastic. However, I think this loss was a 7-0 against Forest, so weird that's so recent that they lost 7-0 and then go off 4 straight wins. But this Brighton team, they play some exciting football. They have for the last couple of years under De Zerbi. They were always very tough opponent to get, and now under their new manager, who's young. I think he's like 33 or something years old. He's a young guy. Seems to be continuing this sort of attacking, very entertaining to watch style. And they have some really good players as well. João Pedro up top, threat. Mitoma on the left, really excellent player who's got huge transfer links, maybe leaving in the summer. I think they rejected a huge bid from Saudi in January for him. Elsewhere on the pitch, you've got Lewis Dunk, who's a good center back. Van Heck is a very good center back as well. You got dangerous players all over the field. What's his name? Rudder, very good. Very both-footed, two-footed. So I expect it to be a tough game. It is at home. It's at the Etihad, which is nice. Very helpful, of course. If we look at the preview here, it should say the injuries. And man, we think we've got a lot of injuries. I can't lie. They have a ton of injuries here on for the Brighton side. Kadioglu is a left back, right back, very good. I think he's a new signing this year, came over from the Turkish league, and he's someone that was impressive for sure, but looks like he'll be out. Igor, the Brazilian defender, looks like he's out for probably the season there. James Milner, former City player, of course, he'll be out. Jason Steele's pretty good goalkeeper, but they have another goalkeeper who is also very good, so I don't know who's the number one between them normally, but looks like he's out. Veltman's a good defender. He's doubtful, not confirmed. Lewis Dunk, doubtful, but again, not confirmed. And Matt O'Reilly, doubtful. I think he scored the winner against us, if I'm not mistaken, last time we played. And that was right in that run of City just dropping points game after game. One of our worst runs ever. So happy to be out of that. But again, this season is still kind of been, you guys know, it's been crap. It's been tough. So every game we've got here just to secure Champions League top 5 is important, but also it's exciting to get to summer and get to the rebuilding of our team because we desperately need it, no doubt about it. Injuries for us, if we take a look, John Stones obviously out. My guess is for the season. Akanji out, also a guess for the season. Ake seemingly for the season as well. 3 center backs out is always tough, but It is what it is. Rodri out for the season, of course. And then Oscar Bob. You never know with this one. I think now that we're in the middle of March, surely we're getting close to the Oscar Bob debut this season. He was supposed to be back at the end of January and had that extra ankle injury, and for whatever reason just has not gotten any minutes yet, and I guess he's just not ready. So I do hope we get an Oscar Bob appearance this game. We've seen a lot of training pictures of Oscar Bob participating in training, and there's no indication that he's not a full participant in training or anything like that. So I would be very happy to see an Oscar Bob appearance off the bench, finally making his season debut after such a strong preseason performance for City. Now, if we get into the lineup builder, it's interesting. It's always fun doing this with you guys, and then, of course, leave me your comments. Let me know what lineup we should be running. In goal, no doubt about it, we're going with Ederson. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Ederson, of course, a lot of transfer news for Ederson. I do think he'll be heading out the door, going Saudi or wherever's going to pay him the most money. Seems like he's ready for that. He's been here a long time. You can't blame the guy. I mean, I think all of us, if they were offered the Saudi money, we'd probably take it. So can't blame him. But, looking at that Chevalier, however you say his name, the French goalkeeper for Lille, what a performance the other day in Champions League. Seems like one we could definitely go for, and great performance. So seems like a hot prospect, I would say, following that game. Now, there's some easy spots, of course, to nail down. You have Vardiol going to be the left back. You have the two center backs that are basically locked in as Ruben Diaz and Kusanov, of course, as they're really our only two fit center backs, unfortunately. But loves watching Kusanov play. What a signing he's been. Been our best player since coming to the club in January for me, by a lot. So very happy when we get him in the team, and it seems like he's becoming a cult hero almost. The guy won Player of the Month with the most votes ever in the history of the club doing it. So very cool there. One thing I would support personally is getting a center back pairing of Vardiol and Diaz with Kusanov at the right back position and Nico O'Reilly at left back, which, anytime he's played, he's been very impressive, and there's been lots of people who want to see more Nico O'Reilly. I just don't see him getting a chance in midfield just yet. So if we want to make some rotation or even give Vardiol a break, we could go with Nico O'Reilly left back now that the other center backs are all injured. So if we want to do some sort of resting, with there only being 10 games or so left, there's a position where we could see Nico O'Reilly going forward. Again, I'm not going to predict seeing Nico O'Reilly, as I don't think he started any Premier League games this season. So I'm not going to go out on a limb and predict that. Right back, I think it's between two players. It's Rico or it's Mateus Nunes. I will go with Rico Lewis for now. Don't think Nunes has done quite enough to consistently get this right back starting spot locked down. So I'll go with Rico Lewis, and it is what it is. If it's Mateus Nunes, it's Mateus Nunes. I don't think there's a huge difference between them, to be honest. I'm happy to keep Rico as some sort of squad rotation going forward. I would really like a solid right back signed in the summer. Maybe Andrea Cambiasso from Juventus. He seems the most likely at the moment. Guy can play on the right, can play on the left. And then maybe Nunes is sold because he's just not really a fit. He's signed as a midfielder and just never gets any game time in midfield. So to me, it makes sense to sell there. Midfield is interesting, as always. I think we will see Nico Gonzalez. Last game out, he came off, I'm guessing because he had the yellow card. We talked about that, but it seems like a poor decision from Pep. Lost the game, of course, and once Nico was off the field, it wasn't quite as good. I think the other two options for this other midfielder position, it's Bernardo, it's KDB. It's Kovacic. I'm going to go with Bernardo, I think. He's not doing a whole lot, unfortunately, for the team. I would be happy to see him sold in the summer. He's kind of reached that point where he's great and all. He's a run-around merchant, but he doesn't offer much else. So I'm open to selling in the summer. maybe go back to Portuguese league if he wants to do that, or a cut rate deal, go to Barcelona if he wants to do that. I don't know, but it doesn't offer a whole lot. And I'm just starting him in there because I just think Pep will play him. Pep loves the guy, loves the energy he brings, the possession he maintains. So I just imagine he starts. I don't see Nico and Kova starting together. Probably, I think it's Nico and Bernardo, and then you have KDB or you have Foden as that attacking midfielder. So I don't. That one is tough for me. I'm not sure entirely. We had some rest, so maybe we do go with Kevin. We go with KDB here, and just hope we can get a solid performance out of him. Maybe it's only 60 minutes or so, but let's hope that he can give us a good 60 minutes, and then we can make some subs and move from there. I think on the left, we are likely to see Marmoush not starting the last game. To me, is an indicator that he probably will start this game. You'll definitely, without a doubt, see Holland up top, of course. And the right wing is interesting. You have a lot actually to choose from here. You have Doku, who's been all right. He wasn't great last game out, but again, nobody was really great against Forest. You have Foden, who's been, I would say, down in general for the club this season. He's had a poor start for sure. Picked it up a bit in January, but February was kind of poor again. So maybe it's Foden, maybe it's not. You also have Savinho, who's been more consistent than most of our wingers, I would say, this season. Will we start him? I don't know. Is it Doku? You have Grealish as an option as well. Not on the right, of course. You'll be on the left, and then maybe Marmoush would start in the 10, and you see someone else. Maybe no Kevin De Bruyne if we want to see Grealish. But again, Grealish is just not really an option in my mind. So I'm going to go with Savinho. I think he deserves to start more than any other winger we've got. And that's the lineup I would personally look at for Brighton. Is it enough for a win? Yes, it's enough for a win. I have no doubt about it in my mind. It's enough to win a game at home against the top 10 team in the league. We have quality at every level of the pitch. Vardiol might be the best left back in the world. Kusanov has been an amazing signing, great center back. Diaz is a great center back when he's able to, give it his all and he's healthy and fit. Ederson's one of the best 10-7 goalies in the world. Nico seems like an up-and-comer in midfield. The other part of the midfield, obviously, is our weakness and an area where we need to look to improve in the summer. But up top, you got Marmoush, the Bundesliga's best player this season, as said by Cheeky Begerstein. You have Holland, the best striker in the world, and you have Savinho, he's been relatively good most of the season. So for me, this is enough to win, and I will predict a City win. I know Brighton have been 4 wins in a row, but I'm going with City. We win this game, we lock down, we get a stranglehold on top 4, Champions League, top 5. I'm going to go with a 2-1 close, but City do get the win, 2-1. That's my prediction. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As I said, I appreciate all the subs, comments, likes, all that stuff. We are on the road to 100 subs. So any help towards that, always appreciate it. Thank you guys. And we will be back for the watch along on Saturday on the YouTube channel. And I'll be putting out some shorts and some TikToks as well. So do be on the lookout for those. Thank you guys. City till we die.